Hello, and welcome to another reveal and review. This time, the reveal is the Bunny Warlock, which I've already released, and this is so that the Painting Club subject and the current Bunny Party campaign is, in line with each other. A little bit of cross-promotion. However, campaign's not doing too well on the old Frontiers, so I am considering a Kickstarter relaunch instead. To hopefully increase the chances that everyone that made a purchase gets a full set. So I'll make a proper announcement about that soonish. But yeah, I don't think Frontiers is the platform for me. But at least I gave it a shot, and that's what I really wanted out of this, is just to give it a try and see what it was all about. I had hoped that I would be pleasantly surprised, but unfortunately that isn't the case. But anyway, let's move on to some happier news and go through some of the submissions you guys made for the previous Painting Club subject, the modular droid set. A lot of participants this time around, which is great to see. Like, it was fun. And definitely would like to do something like this again in the future. Being able to, provide a modular kit and rewarding everyone that makes a submission has really upped the participants, and also like the fun factor of having a modular kit as the subject allows for a lot of variety in submissions and allows for what a lot of you guys have done, tell a story with your sort of minis and diorama and stuff like that. Also practical, right? So you could use these for all sorts of stuff. Many of you mentioned that you were using it for Stargrave. Some of you using the bits for conversions for other games, which is great to see. So definitely something like this in the future. However, rewarding every submission was a little bit too much work. I do want to keep the Painting Club free. So whatever the current subject is always going to be, free to download and free to submit during the subject's sort of active period, right? So I don't want it to be too heavy on my workload because I'm not really getting much out of it. I had hoped that something like this would increase my subscriber numbers on Patreon or Tribes, but the increase was it felt non-existent. This object, for example, had close to 700 downloads before the deadline, and I didn't really see an increase in subscriber numbers, but that's understandable. When something's free, a lot of people download it, and you can't really count on people wanting to pay for anything that's free, which is, whatever. Anyway, submissions. Like I said, it was fun seeing a lot of the variety that you guys provided. Pandora's Hobbies being the first person to make their submissions, and they went with telling a story, submitting like 4 or 5 different minis about, some droids in some sort of a team, looking out for each other, spotting enemies, and ultimately finding their poor little friend here downed in the mud. Thanks so much. And they suggested a few pieces, and here were the parts, the extra parts from the sort of first round of submissions. Oh, my head's in the way. Oh yeah, you get it. There's a blaster there behind my head. And then the second extra set was a lot more variety here. And I'm almost done. There's going to be one extra set that I'm going to add here for the final submissions that I haven't gotten around to yet. But I will get around to it. Oh yeah, just a note, for future submissions, try keep the number of photos per mini maybe down to maximum 3, I guess. I understand that you want to show it off, but 7 images or more of the same mini is a little bit much. But yeah, for next time. Here we have Ivan. Very nice work. A guy pondering to be or not to be. Here we have I Paint Small Things with their first submissions. They do a couple more later on. Very nice. And here's Abanatha Pride. I mentioned earlier about using the parts to kit bash for something else. They made their own like body for this one. Very cool. Julie G, using the parts along with other parts, creatively using a head here as an arm shield. Thanks for submitting, everyone. Marek here had a bit of a print failure with one of the hands, but made the best of it and told a story. Very nice. Here we have Trevor. Nice red droid here. Very cool. Mangust. Also sort of a set working together. A pit crew here trying to make repairs, I guess. And here's Kevin with a little diorama of a droid salvaging parts to make another droid. Nice. And yeah, like this is what I was saying, like a lot of variety with this subject, which was really a joy to watch all of your submissions. Here's I Paint Small Things again with many more, using the parts that some of which they requested as well. And here is Pandora's Hobbies again, using some of the new parts, making another set. Here's Abanatha Pride, again with their Kit Bash project. A labor of love, they say. Oh, and here's I Paint Small Things with even more parts. For their Stargrave, right? Very cool. Lovely. And here is Jim with some nice golden droids to cap things off. Again, thanks so much for all your submissions. Really, it means a lot, right? Being a creator of STL files, sometimes it feels like I'm just throwing parts into the ether, a lot of the models I create may never get made, So having this event, having people participate and submit and showing me that they're putting stuff to use is really does make me happy. So thanks all for submitting, and I look forward to the current one. If you guys want to submit for Bunny, the Bunny Warlock, the idea with this one is you would get to suggest a sort of character archetype, like a bunny gunslinger or a bunny space pirate, and I would then randomly choose among all submissions one to make. So not rewarding everyone this time. Like I said, it's a bit of this one in particular is going to be like a whole other model, which is going to be like 2 or 3 days worth of work. So yeah, but I did mention in the previous or in the monthly recap post that the next subject is going to be another modular kit, and it's going to be of like a centaur, right? And so for that, looking forward to it. And again, we'll be going back to maybe rewarding per person instead of per submission, just to make the workload a little bit lighter on myself. And yeah, that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, happy printing.